Once in a while, a new piece of consumer technology comes along and, well, changes everything. The Apple iPhone is, of course, the obvious example, but now Nissan is hoping this car will prove just as revolutionary.
It's called the Leaf, and when it goes on sale next year, it will be the first purpose-built, 5-seater electric vehicle. That's right, with plenty of room in the back and a decent boot, it's billed as a genuine, eco-friendly alternative to a traditional hatchback. But is it?
Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but this test drive could be a pivotal moment in automotive history.
To turn the Leaf on, you press the starter button. That noise signifies it's ready to go. Then, it's just a case of putting the computer mouse gear selector into drive, releasing the electronic parking brake, and then hitting the accelerator. Because the electric motor delivers all of its 280 newton meters of torque instantaneously, initial acceleration is surprisingly rapid.
Away from a standstill, the thrust, it's a bit like a V6, and yet there are absolutely no emissions, well, so long as you ignore the power station that produced the electricity.
At town speeds, electric cars are pretty much silent, so to warn pedestrians of its approach, travelling under 20 miles an hour, the Leaf emits an artificial noise from a speaker behind the front bumper. Sounds a bit like a UFO.
Actually, you don't really hear it inside because the cabin is just so well insulated. I mean, it's really quiet in here. It's very comfy too, and I have to say, overall, the Leaf is really, really good round town.
You can charge the Leaf's high-tech lithium-ion batteries at home through the normal 240 volts main supply using a 16 amp socket. A full charge takes 8 hours and costs around £2. However, using a special public fast charger such as this, you can fill the batteries to 80% capacity in just 30 minutes. Although, to be fair, that's still a lot longer than it takes to fill up with petrol.
Right then, that's it recharged. Now, let's see what the Leaf is like on some faster roads.
Capable of 0 to 60 miles an hour in 11.5 seconds, overall performance is similar to a 1.6 litre diesel. And while top speed may only be 90 miles an hour, that's still 20 miles an hour more than the legal limit. But what about the dynamics?
The handling is surprisingly sharp because the batteries are stored beneath the seats to keep the centre of gravity as low as possible.
This means that even though the Leaf weighs around 1,500 kilograms, there's virtually no body roll in corners.
Do you know what? I'm actually really enjoying driving this car. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not as sharp as a Ford Focus because the steering, well, it's a bit too vague really. However, it's fun in its own unique way. Plus, I've got a warm, fuzzy feeling knowing that I'm saving some polar bears.
Overall, the Leaf really is as good to drive as a normal hatchback. But before we all get too excited, I'm now going to shatter the utopian dream. First off, the Leaf's range is only about 100 miles. Be aggressive with the accelerator though, and you'll actually get a lot less.
Oh dear, in the last 7 miles, the range has actually dropped by 21 miles. I think we better head back to base before we run out of juice.
Unlike with a regular car, there aren't thousands of filling stations dotted about where you can refuel, and the lack of infrastructure means long journeys are almost impossible. And here's the catch-22, because while the Leaf only costs around 2p per mile to run, you will have to do an awful lot of miles for it to make economic sense over a Golf Blue Motion, because it's priced at, wait for it, £28,000. Thankfully, you can get a £5 government eco grant to help towards this. And finally, while Nissan guarantees the batteries for 5 years, it won't say how long they will actually last after that, nor how much they cost to replace. So, bearing all this in mind, would I buy a Leaf? Probably not. At least, not at the moment.
But then I did kind of wait years to finally buy an iPhone, and now I've got one. I can't believe I actually waited so long. And of course, anyone who's an early adopter with the Leaf will be doing their bit for the planet.